Okay, so I'm going to read out a couple of letters first. Oh, some money in this one, Al. To Alan and Kate, congratulations and all the best of the future. Alan, Catherine, you know who you are, and Caitlin. Sorry, Al, what can I say? Do I need to read this as well? What's the other one? Is that present or is that a card?
Don't read that then. Give me over.
To have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. To love and to cherish by the joining of hands. To Kate and Alan, congratulations on your special day, with love from Maureen, Malcolm and Suzanne. It's like the BAFTAs, isn't it?
Should have opened them first, Chris.
Yeah, I should have done. To Kate and Alan, congratulations to both of you, from Ernest and Marjorie, with love. So, right, here we go. It is full. I wrote it out longhand. It has fallen to me to say a few words about the groom, Alan. Before I do, this by way of explanation. Throughout this mercifully short, stroke drearily long speech, I may inadvertently refer to the groom as either Fat Al, Sweet F.A., or Jaunts. This is just an ironic term of endearment. Us Welsh guys just do it, that's what we do. It's a nickname, if you will. Much the same way as we got some other Allens here. We've got Mr. Hounsell, who, although he is an intellectual colossus, is diminutive by nature, by stature. So, well, there we are. I, for reasons unknown, am known far and wide as Shakesalot, I was going to say, but it's more like Susvetsalot. Anyway, journey with me now, if you will, through a brief overview of Alan's life, a journey I like to call the 7 ages of Fat Al. Although there are only 5, and I had prepared a slideshow and certain memento earlier, but they were confiscated by the obscene publication squad at the RSPCA earlier this morning, who seized them, and they're now in private place in the Black Museum. Al was born in Worcester, a fine, featured, delicate child, with a sensitive and bookish nature, giving no indication of the handsome stallion of a man he was able to become. It says here. The family moved to Lantry in the 60s after some trouble with the games mystery, where Al settled in to start school and joined the Cub Scouts run by his dad, Cliff. Most of the lads here today have their first memories, Al, from that time, in Cubs and Scouts. With his good pal, Paul Ollie Deer, the two lads carry a literal and metaphorical swathe through the world of scouting. Like the precursor to Starsky and Hutch, or perhaps a latter-day Laurel and Hardy, the lads were a lasting influence on a generation of veiled manhood. Don't you just know it? Cubs and Scouts picked either Alan or Ollie's patrols like 60s pop fans liked either the Beatles or the Stones. Ollie, with his clean-cut wholesomeness, reminded one of Paul McCartney, whilst Alan had a bit of the Bill Wyman about him. I might as well stop, it doesn't get any better than that. When we left Cubs and moved into Scouts and the local comp, Alan was there to welcome us with open arms. He was in the 4th one when I started, already a flashman-like figure, widely respected by staff and pupils alike. Good Lord. Al, with Ollie and other streetwise cronies such as Blade and the not-so-dangerous-sounding Barnaby, included us in their games of break time. Welsh Bulldog was the game they played, where they chased me, Pad, Big Al, Arb and the boys around the playground and then stood on us when they caught us. Not allowed today, of course, but it never does any harm. As Obbo pointed out yesterday, your spleen's only missing if you lose it. Our friendships went from strength to strength. Under Al's careful tutelage, we built a go-kart and venture scouts, and nearly had it working before Al ran it over in his car. We went hiking in Ark-and-Garthdale, Alan and Ollie happily driving us out in the windswept Yorkshire moors, before leaving us to yomp back the 18 miles, whilst they spent a day with Margaret Little in the pub. Happy days indeed. In later years, Alan and Ollie were always happy to share the driving chores, ferrying us from one bleak Vale village pub to the next, always searching for the holy grail of cheap mild, a pool table and no questions asked about our age. And all for the price of a pint of mild in petrol money. Both lads left school to become electricians, sparks in the vernacular, and sparks certainly flew as John C. cut another swathe through the electrical engineering industry. With his innate ability He worked for a dozen companies as many years. Always moving on when my work here is done. With his brother Ian, a member of that fine body of men, the local reserve fire service, it was often joked that Fat Alp starts them, Ian puts them out. Oh, sorry about that, Mr. J. Later, Alan found gainful employment down the camp, wiring the jet fighters, where he has given a big boost to the ejector seat industry. And he had government plans to streamline the Air Force at this time. It was at RSN after that Al first met Kate. The two of them have been together for a good few years now, but my information is sketchy as their fateful first meeting. Only the most credulous would believe they met while Al was cleaning up the cesspit. Nige. I myself favour the story that Al found himself working under her and putting in more and more overtime. But that's another story. Anyway, eventually the date was set, and in due course we took ourselves off to the Las Vegas of West Wales, 10B. All the pubs came fully supplied with bouncers, with strict instructions to deter the gangs of Hawaii shirt-clad, comedy bus-wearing lads that swell 10B's population on the weekend. We, however, waltzed by the bouncers in every pub, thanks to our careful disguise as balding, overweight, grey-haired old men, making us look like acceptable members of the community, Rotarians on absolute basis. Al said he enjoyed himself, which is the main thing, though felt he peaked too early on the Friday night. A gift for best man speechwriters everywhere. Perhaps we're all getting a bit long in the tooth. Speaking of which, I noticed the other day, when Al was down in London with me, that even after living in Wales for 32 years, he's only just started saying tooth. He still says buzz instead of bus, but he has retained his Worcester burr, or that should be boor. Anyway, I can see some people need a loo, and I have to skip around Al's complete... And I'll have to skip around Al's complete lack of interest in any sport where you have to wear kit indoors or al fresco. And various car stories include his beloved MG, which I've only seen run once in 20 years when it rained and the hood leaked. Anyway, yeah, that's about the size of it really. I just like to say he's been a good and loyal friend to all our boys over the years, and on Tuesday he came around and fixed my shower. You can't remember that. And raise a toast to the bride and groom. The bride and groom. Alan and Kate, God bless them.
Cheers, Chris. Excellent job.